Hola, 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 oh. How's everybody doing tonight? I am trying to get my second device so I can be able to read comments. Wow. All right. I'm getting in because I want to say hello. First and foremost, I want to say hi to
Hello.
my co-host this evening, starting off with Marissa from the Crafty
Hey
Heifer.
everyone.
And then I want to say aloha to Steph. She's the mother of my man. Eli Mama.
Hello. Oh,
How are you guys doing
How's it
this
going?
evening?
good.
Good. Alrighty, so let's see. Hi, honey bunny. How are you? Bianca, your little man has grown up in these 3 years. I did catch the picture of him. I can't believe how big he's gotten. So, congratulations, your baby's growing up. Let's see. Koala Cross. Hello, how are you doing, Drea? Cindy, my girl, Cindy. You did not tell me that you had finished season 2. I thought you were just getting started with season 2. So kudos to you, Berta. Mickey! Hi, Mickey. And then we have Olivia. Hola, everybody. Thank you all for coming out. Yes, tonight we are going to be talking a little bit more tea when it comes to Bridgerton. Yes, we are season 2, and we are discussing episodes 5 and 6. Hopefully, you guys are not, here for spoilers. But even if you are, now is where it starts to get exciting. Are you caught up, Steph?
Yeah, I watched so when I went live or no, on Saturday, I kind of lied. I didn't realize I started watching episode 6. So I got halfway through to episode 6. So when
Okay.
I was watching, I'm like, oh crap. Okay, well I don't have that
Okay.
much to watch then. So yeah, so I am all caught up to episode 6. No, I did not watch episode 7 because I didn't want to confuse my brain.
It's hard, isn't it? I shouldn't have done
It's
it.
very
I pulled
hard.
a staff. It's harder with the series than it is when we were doing the books. So I will
Yes.
say that it was
Well,
easier. Was it hard though? I mean, because you went ahead. I was a good girl.
I wasn't.
I
Well,
wasn't this time though.
the book is harder for me. I evidently.
It is harder. Okay, I thought so, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
um, but it's difficult, guys. If you go ahead, it's hard because your mind starts to. I know what I remember our first session, Marissa, and I put into play some predictions. What do you
Oh,
think
did
about?
you?
Oh yes, I did.
Oh.
I had a lot of fun with the storyline. What do you think about those predictions that I was kind of hoping for and where it would go? Um,
Listen, at this point, everything has just gone completely off the rails. I don't know what is
off,
happening.
off.
I got a lot of thoughts about this. It's completely off the
It's
rails.
yeah.
I'm interested to see how they're gonna bring it back.
It's what I was just
So I don't
saying,
know. I
like, oh my gosh,
yeah
it's
I don't
gone.
know.
So let's
So
go
and I
ahead and let's
actually
start off with your take on. First, let's go with 5. Transition from last week, 3 and 4 into 5.
okay. I got so many thoughts. Okay, so the queen is hosting this wedding, which means it's going to be ridiculous. Anthony's
Yes.
going to hate the whole thing. Like, I'm pretty sure. I am still loving the Madame Delacroix and Penny relationship. They're all about the girl power, being girl bosses. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Mhm.
So much happens in these 2 episodes, and like I have gone back and rewatched. I just finished my rewatch and had time to cook dinner and eat. There was a lot I missed the first time because they're hiding a lot of these little Easter eggs in conversations, and so when you go back and watch, you're going to pick up on things that you missed the first time. So it's definitely worth a rewatch. There's a lot happening that I missed the first time that I'm seeing and hearing this time around.
Okay.
I am just like, there are certain things like Kate trying on Edwina's ring. I'm like, nah, girl, you don't do that. You do not put on somebody else's engagement ring. You don't do it. It doesn't matter what reason, you do not do it. I'm like, nah, that should have told you right there. Edwina is, I think, picking up things and then dismissing them. She's giving them excuses. She's putting them out of her head, but she's starting to see things. Daphne, my favorite character in these last 2 episodes has been Daphne, because she's just calling everybody on all their crap.
Calling them out.
Totally.
You weren't so kind when it was me. You didn't understand so well when it was me. I was trapped in the whatchamacallit and you didn't understand. You still want me to marry the ugly man with the purple eye. Yeah, she's done a good job.
So, and then I think, honestly, my favorite scene is probably the end of episode 6. And I called it Edwina's mic drop. Because she's just telling truths all over the place. I'm just like, drop the mic, girl. Drop the mic.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So
without going in too deep.
We know Steph, when he proposed, you flipped,
Yep.
You said he proposed to the wrong girl.
Yeah, that was not happen in the book. Totally did not happen in the freaking book. But anyway.
I felt her exclamations behind it when she texted us.
I don't think anything in these 2 episodes happened in the book.
No, it was totally rewritten because well, I mean, they totally the queen is in the book. I mean, but you only were discussed a couple times, the queen. In the series, she is broad, she is there, she is in every little nook and cranny of everything.
She in the business, like she is the nosy neighbor that's always sitting in the window with her nose out. She feels comfortable coming outside telling you, hey, you shouldn't park there. Not that there's a rule or something that prevents it. It's just because she doesn't think you should.
Yeah. She's president of the HOA. That's how I put it. She's president.
Yeah, they totally added her character and added her storyline to it. The last 2 episodes, I will say, are very holy cow. They really went.
It's a mess. It's a hot mess right now for me. I'm like, are y'all serious right now? Like, it's turning into. So I know that was one.
I don't know what's going to happen because it's like they literally, here's the book, chucked it.
That's how I feel.
And just kept the name.
But I mean, in talking to people who have not read the book, I have a few girlfriends who I went to school with. This hot mess. These are the people that also watch shows like Real Housewives. They are loving it.
I'm sure some people absolutely love it, but
so different.
I don't deny that. That's why it's so freaking popular. But us book nerds I'm sorry, I'm freaking the crap out.
I'm a book nerd. I'm
like, it's gone way off. Or Gregory gonna get a girl next, and he looks too.
8 WTFs per every 5 minutes. I'm just like, it's just one big WTF all the way across. Yeah, serious.
It is definitely out of control. So one of the scenes, this is my favorite of the last 2 episodes, when they hosted the dinner party and the future in-laws came to town. I'm just gonna be honest. They were so doggone messy. I had to look at the screen a couple times because I was making sure it wasn't no cousins up there, because we all got that grandma, Aunt Lydia, who will tell it all. And then she gonna bring a man with her, and ran off with the man. Already had a baby by somebody. I mean, she was telling it. And I'm like, oh, no, she didn't. No, no, the husband, he
Well,
didn't even elbow her
he tried. He tried once, and it
once.
wasn't even a very good try.
It wasn't. It
Once.
was like,
And
yep.
everybody else at the table is like, you can just hear the record scratch, right?
Yes, ma'am.
The record scratch. Everybody got quiet and started looking. Oh my gosh. And I was like, oh, no, like, come on. We are in not only gentry, but we're in landed gentry. You guys know this is the epitome of the culture and the society that you were mad that you missed out on. Do you think that this is the appropriate conversation to have? These are in-laws that we're talking about. You don't have couth enough to say, we'll talk about this another time. You're getting hints left and right, but he is a viscount. Do you think that this is something?
He's higher in status than they are. So when, yes, like they should have, her mama should have held her tongue, and I even put her mama is a biatch. And I'm like, no wonder girlfriend went off to India, okay? Because if my mama was like that, I'd run off to India too. I'm just saying,
right?
Like, geez,
oh my gosh,
very unlikable.
She let it rip, boy. She let it rip, and she was going off, just dripping at the mouth. Yeah, and she like, hush up, let me finish, let me get this out. Just not the moment for that. It's like,
my Lord.
So that was a funny scene. I loved it. I watched that 2 or 3 times. I'm like, go ahead, old woman, tell it. Just like the old refrigerator can't keep it. Just couldn't wait to get it out. Just steady talking.
Yes.
So I was there for
Now,
that.
I will say, Anthony, at the end of that, I think, yes, like Anthony, he stood up and he said, no, this is not going to happen.
That was the second time.
Toxicity up in here, you need to stop. And I'm like, all right, Anthony, like that's one of the few moments so far this season that's been very light.
That was my second moment for him. I forget what the first week talked about it. I think last week. That was my second time where I was like, he's touching my heart and he's bringing me in. Because they tried to make me hate him.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, and he stood up. Girl, put her in her place and then said, now you can go. Help her leave.
Yes.
I loved it.
You can wait outside.
He said you can wait outside. So
I'm pretty sure we were all clapping at that point.
Man, I was like, oh, he's protecting me because he became my new boyfriend at that point. Sorry, Eli, plug your ears. Just a little bit of stuff going on in here.
Well, and I loved it because even though he was mad, his mama was mad. They had that little, communication at the table between the two of them. He still stood up for them and was like, you are not going to treat these women like this. Like, no.
Yep.
So I was like, all right, okay, Anthony, you got a point. I'll give you a gold star for that one. And then he turns around and basically almost makes out with his future sister-in-law.
Did you see that?
Yes, right?
Kiss number one. Almost
Did you
kiss
see that? Ooh, it was good. He got so hot. I was like, kiss him already. Kiss him. Damn, he need to get a kiss. Give him some lip. What are you doing? And she said, oh. And the quivering was just getting too much for me. Kiss the man. Grab him by the back of his head. And she didn't. She was so calm.
And so and I love it because in that scene, Anthony goes from standing up for them and then finally admitting, yes, I have a lot of feelings for you, even though we both know they can't happen.
He said,
like,
I
burn. Crazy, and I can't. Yes. This is this season's version of I burn for you.
I burn. That was almost painful. It was hot. That's right, Cindy. I thought you were going through the season, Cindy. So if I'd have known you had finished, girl, I've been hitting you up in the middle of the night. Melly and Cindy and I, we have been having so much fun. But they're supposed to be stitching. We're not getting no stitching done.
No,
Because
there's no
you are
stitching when this kind
glued.
of stuff
Yeah,
pops
you're
up.
glued to the TV. It is so much fun, though. So
Mm-hmm.
the next thing I
Okay,
wanted to,
so go ahead.
I was going to say the next thing, you know how right before that passionate burn moment, when she was round in the corner, did she have on white tennis shoes? Because it looked like she had on white tennis shoes. And I was like, wait a minute, wait, but the wardrobe didn't catch that? And she was moving fast. She had the purple dress on right after they got up from, you'll go back and watch, and I'm sure
No,
you'll let me know. But I
I'll go back
seen,
and watch it, but I think that they were silver slippers,
okay.
like
Because I was
ballet
like,
flats.
they really messed her. Cause I know she, what is she, not 5'9" or something? She might be like his height. And so I was
She's
like, wonder
pretty
if they put her
tall.
in tennis shoes.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, historically, in this time, they would be wearing basically what we would call a ballet flat. It would just be like a little satin slipper type thing.
Oh,
There wouldn't really be a heel on it.
Correct.
So I
okay.
think they were slippers, but I'll have to go back and watch.
Dre is finished
So
also.
I think
Hey, Cheryl. That's a good idea. So that would be our homework. I saw that and I was like, uh-oh. Got me checking the wardrobe. So we're talking about, and they did this a lot in, we're talking about, yeah, I want to talk about the cuts, where they, obviously are chastised for things that they do and, they're not well received. But did you see Lady Bridgerton when she gave Lady Danbury the cut and
oh
cut her
yes.
short? Ooh,
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh, everybody hating on everybody. That was a lot of tension right there. I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting that, so that kind of stood out to me
Well,
because I'm like,
yeah.
she
I
says
kind of
hello,
was expecting that because
really?
if you look at it from Lady Bridgerton's perspective, your friend just stabbed you in the back by not telling you this information.
Yeah, okay.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and especially after the way that they paired up for everything else, I think she kind of felt like she was,
She was a little
you know,
betrayed.
yes. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's what it was. And you notice by the
Yeah.
time they get to the wedding, I think she's kind of over it a little bit because she's just like,
Yeah,
at that point, I think Lady Bridgerton has just thrown her hands up by the end of episode 6 and just been like, this fool child is going to do whatever the hell he's going to do, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
So, whatever happens, happens. So, I think that's where Lady Bridgerton is at. Now, I will say this for Mama Bridgerton, when she called out Anthony about not actually wanting Edwina, because everybody has seen the heated looks between him and Kate. Everybody has seen the looks,
Yep.
right? I'm sure even little Gregory and Hyacinth are like, no, I think they like each other. Mama Christian straight up calls Anthony out and is like, you do not want to marry Edwina, and it's okay if you don't want to marry her. Now's the time to get out of it, though.
that was perfect,
And
wasn't it?
Yep.
yeah,
I figured
Perfect.
that's what was gonna happen, and then nope. I'm like, what the
Ticked
hell?
me off, man. I was like, and then her burning, yearning self. No, you can't do that to my sister. You have to go. I want to punch the crap out of her. Get it right in her throat,
okay, so I kind of understand where she's coming from, right? Because Kate's whole thing throughout the entire season and what we know about her character is that Edwina is the most important person in Kate's life, right?
Yep.
We all know this.
Mhm.
Yep. And that's when Edwina said that she loves
Yes.
Anthony. So that's when Kate backed off.
Yes.
Yes, she did
Kate's
say
like,
that.
all
I
right,
forgot about that.
I have to let her have him. Like,
Yep.
I cannot do this to my sister because she's my most
Exactly.
important person. And I think that's what that scene came out of was, I love my sister more than anything else. So if she wants him, she can have him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she has kind of resigned herself to it at that point.
I didn't like that part.
Mm-hmm. And okay, I'm gonna have to talk about my girl Daphne because she is laying it out. She is laying it out hardcore for him, and he is still not seeing the trees for the forest. So she tells him, "You can choose to be happy." Right? Yes. They have that scene, and she's like, "You're just a miserable person, but you can choose to be happy, and you choose not to." And then the other one that got me when you make decisions that you then resent us for.
Oh, yes, she did.
yeah.
That
And I
she
thought,
laid it into him on that one. Yeah.
Yep.
and she's basically like, stop feeling sorry for yourself because these are decisions you've made, and then you get mad at us for them. That's not okay. She's like, I want my older brother back that I used to have. And I'm like, yes, girl.
He
Tell him.
has this warped sense of responsibility.
Yeah.
I think,
And I don't know if it's the way to take on the responsibility, like the way that all came about, or if it's just he's overwhelmed and doesn't know how to say that, or what.
I think he's overwhelmed
yes.
and doesn't know how to say it.
Yeah. But he's miserable as well. And you know, misery loves company. So
Yes. Hey,
I think
Crafty.
he's just checking. Go ahead. I think he's just checking.
So with that said, we talked about Daphne. We talked about the fight at the table, and the cut. How did you guys feel about the actual wedding? Like it was moving forward, actually a wedding. And there was a point where I feel like Lady Danbury, she put the nail right there, and they just hitting it. You've come too far for this, I just feel like, if we were really doing, Regency era, options and actions and things like that, I don't care how powerful the queen is. This wedding, in order to salvage Edwina's reputation, would have had to go forward. So why did we go so far? Like we went real far, with this, getting everything set up. We, I'm feeling some kind of way. What about you guys?
So in this situation, Anthony cannot call off the wedding because he's the one that asked in the first place, right? So it would be a huge scandal if Anthony called off the wedding and said, I don't want to marry this girl. Basically, he would ruin Edwina at that point because then everybody would go, what's wrong with her that he didn't want to go through with the wedding? She got goodies. And they even say it in the show, if Edwina calls it off, that's okay because they can say, oh, well, she wasn't really ready or they weren't really compatible. And yes, it would be kind of a scandal, but not as big as Anthony backing out. So, that's the Lady Danbury brings up that point, or I think it was Lady Danbury. I can't remember who it was, but basically, Lady Bridgerton said it, the lady can change her mind.
Yeah.
And at that point, I think Anthony is just so single-minded on this goal that he has that he just is not going to let anything get in his way.
Yeah. How do we feel about him not sharing? Like, I feel like at some point he should have shared, I'm not in this for love. I'm looking for a suitable partner, Even if he found himself having feelings for Kate, why wasn't that ever, a topic, or, the honorable thing to do?
So, like I said, I think Anthony is just so single-minded in his purpose of getting married that even with all this other stuff, we know he's terrified of love. We talked about that last time, right? And I think he knows, I think in his own way, he's also manipulating Edwina because he knows that she loves him. And I think he thinks, she's not going to fight me on it. She's going to be a nice, amiable wife. She'll be easy to live with. I can go do whatever I want. She's not going to say anything. I think he's kind of using her age and her naivete. However you say that word. Against her at this point because, he knows that she's all aflutter. And he's just like, I have to do this, so it might as well be with her. At least she's, pretty and nice and, we're not going to fight all the time.
Okay.
So I think that's what we're seeing, because he admits it to Kate. He admits it to Kate a couple of times, but yeah.
I agree.
In my opinion, that's where Anthony is at. He's a hot mess. Boy needs to get his together.
He is.
Now I will say, talking about, should we talk about the wedding?
Yeah, we can talk about the wedding.
Is the case.
Or the middle of the wedding, half of a wedding, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
Let's talk about that.
So so the bracelets, right? We knew they were going to be a big deal because they focused on them so much, right? They spent like a whole 2 minutes on them or something. The fact that homegirl dropped that bracelet, I'm just kind of like, did you really do it on accident though, Kate?
I don't think so. I mean, I think it was designed to be a distraction, but I don't think she was aiming for the result that it had. Like, I just think at that particular moment, he was supposed to maybe look away, maybe feel some sort of way, but for him to kneel and also, want to assist her. It's just a bracelet, fool. Go on, turn back around if you really mean this and take these vows seriously. You done picked up a bracelet.
Right.
So there is a lot in that he broke what he was doing, and this was like his sole, reason at this moment for, existing.
He'd already been picturing her face superimposed on Edwina's face, and I'm like, yo, red blaring sirens, like all the sirens are going off, Anthony. Like, if you're picturing someone else when you're standing at the altar, maybe you shouldn't marry this girl.
Right?
Like, come on, man.
Cindy says, nope, that did what she wanted it to do. She aimed it and she scored. It was a bullseye, Cindy. Oh, man.
Like, sitting there going, like, he couldn't look away from her the whole time. And I'm like, fool, you are getting married. Like, and you're the one always preaching about, we can't do this and we can't look at this. And, I'm like,
here's what other thing that I didn't ever understand. We know she goes riding, every morning. We know Edwina, when I say we, it's Edwina I'm aligning with. We know that she goes riding. We know that she's good with a gun. She goes hunting and shooting. She's very adept at a lot of the activities that he does. What I didn't understand was why there was never a conversation that said, oh yeah, we met, or I met this irritation, or something to that effect that kind of put it into perspective how long they had been like competing and things. Maybe that would have hit her over the head a little bit sooner, if there was more information that was shared. She already did not want them together initially because she heard the locker room talk when they were outside the ball. So that would have been the ideal time to tell her. I met him a while ago. He's a prick. Girl, you stay away, And that would have, I think, helped set the tone,
But I think in these two episodes, we have definitely established that Kate is doing everything she can to protect her little sister, whether that's a good thing or not. It's what she thinks is right to protect her little sister. And that does mean leaving her basically completely ignorant. So I think, at the beginning, I think it was episode 2 or 2, maybe 3, she did say, oh, well, he's not going to be right for you. Like, he's, too man about town kind of a thing. She makes one little line comment about it, and that's pretty much it. And it's like, tell her why you don't like him.
Exactly.
Like,
tell her a little bit more.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. Treating her like a little girl.
Yeah, and I think that's, especially in episode 6, Kate realizes, I didn't do this.
She went off.
I really did this the correct way. Yeah. And Edwina, I will say this for Edwina. She had her mic drop twice, basically, because she gets a hold of Kate after the Sheffield dinner. And it's like, why did you keep this from me? You know, it was stupid. It's not a burden. Like, if you're going to do it, I can do it, you know, kind of a thing. And I think at that point, Kate's like, okay, well, you know, maybe I should have told you. And she did try. Right before the dinner, she did try to tell her. But
she did try. Yep, she did.
Of course, you know, Lady Danbury interrupted. And I also think that Edwina let it go a little bit too soon. I don't know. Y'all have siblings. We all know how siblings can fight, right? And she was just like mad about it, and then she was fine about it. I think girls
carry a grudge
deep down.
Yeah, hold a grudge. Hold a grudge.
Yes.
Deep way down.
Way down. I think Edwina is the type to think about it and then shut it down. And, you know, everything's fine. We're all happy, you know, kind of a thing. And then she just lets it fester a little bit. So, but I will say she never really, she was unkind, and I think it was called for, but she never really like lost her mind about anything.
Right.
Cindy's comments are cracking me up. Cindy says, but that's when Edwina knew he didn't love her. Secretly, Kate burns for him. We see it. Why doesn't Edwina?
And
that's a good question.
Edwina didn't even love him in the book.
She didn't. But, you know.
Oh, my God. It's just frustrating. So I have to stop and think
more of a love triangle.
Yeah, they turned this into a love triangle.
It's almost like I said earlier, they literally took the book and threw it. And it's like,
yes,
I loved the book. I absolutely loved the freaking book. And they even changed my favorite scene in that book of that storm. They totally changed that. I did not like it at all.
Well, you know, in the book, that storm really makes them understand each other better. That's a huge step forward.
Yes, it makes Anthony see her in a totally different light. It's like a little light bulb goes off. He feels compassion and empathy towards her, and there was none of that in the not in a movie, but in the
you know why
show. And
because he wanna smash. It's hard to show empathy when you want to smash.
I know. So I kind of have to, you know, shut my brain off of what happened in the book and let the season carry out to see if I still like this, you know, at least this season. I hate to say it, so far, I'm not a big fan because they've changed so much about it. They've changed some of the personalities. We've had this conversation last time of Eloise. I don't know where they're going with that storyline. I'm very confused. I don't know. So, you know,
we got a lot to rein back in. They do have a lot to rein back in.
They do. So, I mean, I'm not saying I'm never going to watch it again. I'm not saying that because I still do like it. I just don't know where they're going.
Well, and I will say this for these 2 episodes, Eloise didn't bug me as much as Colin. Colin is my annoying Bridgerton.
I will. Okay. I will agree to that. Eloise got a little bit better, especially in episode 6. She got a little bit better. I'm like, okay. Oh, I see you, girl.
Okay,
and then
so
Colin, I'm like, oh my God.
Eloise got her first crush, and she does not know what to do.
Right? It's girl, like, oh my gosh, she likes somebody.
Yes.
You know,
she's totally and completely floundering, has no clue what's going on, doesn't understand that she has a crush on this little dude, and he's cute. I'm like, go for it, girl. And Penelope, though, is like,
he is cute.
You need to roll it back. She's like being the good best friend and be like, nah, bring no.
Well, think about the time. It's 1814, and she going down to the back alleys of the inner city. She has left Mayfair. So, what is she? Was it Cliveden? She is gone, and she going late at night. How's she not getting like? Where her? Don't they have like chambermaids and things that's supposed to follow them when they go somewhere. How's she getting
So
out?
if you notice, her maid in the first couple times she goes, she's got the coachman. So her footmen are
Oh,
there.
that's the guy, the
Which
footman
is
that brought her the
probably,
gift.
yes.
Okay.
Which is actually
Okay.
probably better than having her maid there, because they will at least physically protect her.
Okay.
Second,
And that's why you said you'll want. Okay.
When we see her go to the whatever it was, the reading or whatever that was, the lecture, she leaves her maid, which is a huge no-no.
It's a big
no-no. Yeah. And then when she goes down and she's just like,
hey, Chantel.
And I'm like, we got to that point, and I was really glad that he was like, you need to leave. You cannot be here.
Yeah, because he said, I do not feel comfortable that
I don't. Yeah. And I don't feel comfortable either. They getting a little ridiculous with the storyline. Put it back in, because it's only 1814. And they have, I get it, it's the Regency era. And for anybody who doesn't know, it kind of broke up the Georgian era. So I guess the king, he took ill, and his son became the regent. And when your parents leave, what you do? You be kicking it, you have a good time. So the Regency era is a little bit more, for lack of a better word, a little more free and frivolous, and they are definitely taking those liberties when it comes to Eloise and how she just felt comfortable. She just traipsing the city. I forgot about the coach, how she's getting there, but still she out here left wing, and it's dark a lot of times. She's a back alley of big large city going behind the building. Yeah, that's a little free for that. I think that's a bit much for 2022. So imagine, that's where my mind is. I would snatch my daughter up, and she can drink. So
yes.
Where the heck you think you are? You not going behind UNLV tonight? Let me take you.
Yeah.
And that's 2022. So I cannot imagine 1814.
Yeah. So but Eloise, poor Eloise, she got a crush. She don't know what to do. She is just, she's Eloise all over the place. I just can't with her. Okay, let's talk about the Featheringtons, because they just over here trying to scheme everybody as usual. She's up to her. Miss Lady Featherington is up to her usual shenanigans. Penelope, I really hope Colin means it this time, because if he hurts my girl again, we're gonna have a problem. And then poor Philippa is just clueless and embarrassing herself as usual. So that's
along with her sister Prudence. They both ding dongs, but I'm gonna tell you what, I love their mama. I just, she's putting herself out there. She's trying to come up with. She is conniving. She is scheming. We all know that she was, maybe the adverse character in the first season. And I think that she is pitted to be the adverse character this season. But I still feel she's going hard in the paint for her family. Think about the time, we're talking about landed gentry. And when her husband died, it set a tone. I got to do what I got to do. We can't afford to be living in the back alley, up in Cliveston. We got to do what we can do to maintain our home, and I got to try and get these girls married off and things. One of the things I did over the weekend, Sunday, Monday, was I was reading some biography on Jane Austen and what ended up happening to her family after her father passed. And then they were being taken care of by two brothers, and she passed away in, I think, 1817. The two eldest brothers were, and then they lost their funding I forget how the one brother lost his, but it wasn't enough for the other brother to help take care of the mom and the two sisters. And so all I
Mm-hmm.
can think about is what, this time is like for Lady Featherington.
Mm-hmm.
She's colorful and she's, kind of out there. She, is not afraid to walk the line between, scheming and, and righteousness and things. She's not afraid to walk that line, but I just try to put her into that same, because, we're laughing and she adds a comedic edge and things to the storyline. But what if I
Mm-hmm.
looked at her in terms of what Jane Austen's family went through after her father, died and they had to leave, was it Belfont for the priest house that they resided in, and they had to move into a little tight, apartment and things for someone to take. Like they didn't have jobs and things. So she
Mm-hmm.
started earning a little bit of money, from her books and things. But what if you have no way to have money coming in? So I try to understand her, and I like her. I really do. I don't see it on your face though, Marissa. Stop. There's so much judgment. Love her with me. Join me.
Listen, you can like Lady Featherington. I just kind of want to slap her most of the time. And I'm still okay. Listen, I think half of it though is the wardrobe that they have her in. I'm like, what the hell is that dress?
Oh,
No,
Agree.
right?
it's
Yeah.
just bad.
Episode, I think it was
No,
episode 5. That green, I love green, but damn it, that just wasn't the dress. And they put like little, episode 5 with the
it's the
green, and
same dress. Yeah, it is the same dress in different colors,
yeah,
basically the same pattern every time. I don't know what the hell that shape is. And I am just like,
yeah, it's too far down. It's not up enough,
I just
you
can't.
know.
Yes, I can't with
She
her.
asked
I
for.
can't. I can't do it. I'm pretty sure that's why I don't like her. Because, like, I can totally respect that she's going to town. She's going to do what she needs to do for her family. But, yeah.
Well, Cindy in her comments tonight are so funny. So she says, Colin is clueless. she she was talking about
Colin
how
is
Eloise
clueless.
lost her maid in the crowd. She's saying, "Oh my God, they are a hot mess." And Prudence is singing. You talk about the boat.
Uh-huh.
She couldn't carry a tune. Sounds like a wounded
Okay.
animal. Painful.
So, to go back to this, to the Edwina, and the king, when he comes in.
Yes.
And she handles that.
She
like,
handled
in a very
that
kind way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And I think everybody, could see that. And, even the queen acknowledged that. And so later on, when Edwina and the queen are in her, I'm going to call it her jewelry box, or her jewelry room, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
I didn't catch it the first time, but the second time I watched it, after Edwina was so kind to the king, the queen basically told Edwina during their talk that if she didn't want to marry Bridgerton, she didn't have to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did y'all pick that up?
No, I got that right away.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
I did.
Amen,
Yeah.
sister. Yeah.
Yep, I got that.
I was
And-
happy
I think
that
I
the
was
queen
too
said that.
like WTFing in my head to catch it the first time. But yeah, she straight up just like, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, and true love is worth it. But if it's not true love, it's gonna be hard. And I was like, you know what, Queen, I kind of like you. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, she scored some points with me on that little 2 or 1-on-1.
Yes.
Yeah, she scored some points, but I'm still trying to figure out what is this she's sniffing like, because she looks like she's really enjoying
It's cocaine.
it. Is it chocolate milk? Is it really
cocaine.
cocaine?
It's cocaine. Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yep.
They just
It was
open
really
like
big
that.
back then.
It's
They
the
just all
Regency era.
because it wasn't illegal back then. Like all, or not all of them, but a lot of the upper people did it. They were smoking opium. Like they were on.
Oh, they were definitely doing it in the art rooms. They
Yes.
were, smoking, staying on the shrooms and the opioids. Wow.
Coca-Cola, the
Hmm.
soda, Coca-Cola
Oh, that is right.
used to
It's
be
made
made
from
with
cocaine.
actual
Yeah,
cocaine in it.
that's right. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
So, yeah, everybody had cocaine in their system back then. I mean, it's amazing what it's today.
Look at Cindy. Look at Cindy telling me stuff. All right.
Yeah.
So,
So snuff,
yeah, and she's like just
snuff is what they call
really
it.
enjoying, her moments with the snuff. And I'm like, oh.
Yes.
So when she does have an endearing moment, she's rolling her eyes because of the king. Is he dead yet? I don't like that. That is horrible.
I think though, I honestly think that's a front that she puts on, especially in front of her court. Because you remember last season when her and Bridgerton were meeting and she's like, you gotta watch him, he's a gossip. She knows the people around her. She's very aware of like how gossip gets started, how all of that, how precarious her position is, especially with him being mad or, being mentally ill.
Yeah.
And I think she really lives for the moments where kind of like this one where he comes in and he's like, oh, you're going to be your beautiful bride and I can't wait to marry you. And, he's.
And she started tearing up and like, oh, damn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, but she is aware of the people that are around her and what they can and will do to take her down if possible.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's true.
Because right now she is the queen. I mean, there is a king, but she's kind of running the fort because they're having the king kind of being a sideline. Back in those days, it was the king.
He's ill. She's the regent.
Yep.
Yes.
So, basically.
Now, in real life, King George III was very mentally ill.
Yes.
And there was a regency, but his son was the regent. And, the queen was kind of co-regent, but his son was an adult. And so that is where this period of time gets its name from. That's why it's called the regency, as you said earlier. But yeah, so in this, we don't really see the son at all, or at least we haven't yet. And I can't remember what his name is. If somebody can...
I have to look it up. I think it's George.
Yeah.
I think it's George the Fourth.
Is it George the Fourth?
Okay. I think it's George the Fourth. He's the third.
But I don't think that was his name.
He didn't become King George until... Okay. Right. But I know he didn't take over until like... He didn't do anything. They said he didn't... I said they, as if someone told me. Yeah, he partied. He didn't do any laws, anything. Until a dad died.
I think he was the one that is the big fat one. Like all of the comics and the political things, they portray him as just like a completely self-indulgent, overeater, over partier, just like complete glutton.
And he was I read that he was really into the arts. He really facilitated that free, like frivolous, mentality because his father was so ill. And he didn't handle anything administrative. And I think it was like 17, it was a long time, 17, 18 years to go with. Can you imagine? Because, 4 years is a long time to, and so 17, 18, that's a long time. So frivolities, set in and things.
Yes, absolutely. Oops, sorry guys. My laptop was dying. Unplug the lamp.
That's a great question, Crashly. Crashly wants to know where all the Queen's kids are that she was talking about. I just know they talked about because he came to at once and the one daughter passed away. But that is an excellent question. Right. Where are the rest of them?
I think a couple of her kids died. Like I think there was more than one. I haven't done the background research on this, so I'm just kind of playing from vaguely what I know.
From the actual Queen Charlotte,
yes, of the actual Queen Charlotte, and I believe she lost a couple of different children to like childhood illnesses and some things like that. We know I'm pretty sure she had at least one son. I can't remember. I think there may have been a couple of others, like 2 or 3 maybe, that lived to adulthood. But I do not remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, that would be some interesting reading. I'll probably check into that also. Great question, Crash. I like that.
Yes.
So speaking of, I know that you guys had mentioned a little while ago, Cindy and yourself, that Colin is crazy. Obviously he, has met with what is Mondriac. And we also see the new
boxer.
No,
the
that
boxer.
wasn't Eli. That was the new foster.
You got a new foster?
Yeah, I got a foster. So
She just
I
be
just looked it
dogging
up
my man.
that Queen Charlotte gave to birth to 15 children.
Mm-hmm.
We got to fill these these 8 seasons up with something.
Yeah.
So that's a lot.
Well, the first one was George.
Yeah, that's the one I know about.
George,
I didn't know it was 14. Was. Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't know there was 14 more.
Yeah, Prince Frederick, Prince William, Duke of Clarence, Charlotte, Princess Royal.
Wow.
They don't.
She did. Oh, okay. Crashly said she mentioned about 15 kids. Okay. Yeah, that's Queen Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, 50. Okay, here we go. 15 children. Prince Frederick or Prince George, Prince Frederick, Prince William, Charlotte, Princess Royal, Prince Edward, Princess Augusta Sophia, Princess Elizabeth, Prince Ernest, Prince Augustus, Prince Adolphus, Princess Mary, Princess Sophia, Prince Octavius, Prince Alfred, and Princess Amelia. It doesn't say like, the deaths.
What happened to any of them?
Yeah, it just gave the names.
Wow. I've heard of Augusta Sophia. I wonder how though. I'll have to. That'll be some interesting.
I believe she married into another royal family.
Royal family. Okay, so that would make sense then.
Yeah. So
awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
There's a lot.
Even then, yeah, you can tell even then a lot of the royal family was very Germanic. They had a lot of German types of ties, and so you can see that in the names. And then, of course, those names keep coming around again and again and again. But even back then, they were very German. So, okay, should we talk about the very ending?
Oh, my Lord.
Of episode 6?
Yeah, let's get to that, because, oh, my God.
Go ahead. Tell us how you really feel, Steph.
I have a kiss.
I may have cheered and clapped when they finally kissed. I'm like, it's about freaking time, and it was beautiful. What the hell? Okay.
It was worth it. It was totally worth it.
It was so worth it. It was beautiful. Yeah, I enjoyed. I won't lie. I enjoyed every second of that kiss. I really did. It brought me a little faith back into the storyline, just a little bit. So we'll see. We will see. But yes, I did enjoy it. I really did.
So he endeared himself.
Yeah.
She got me with, okay, goodbye, Lord Bridgerton. And then she's like, 2 seconds later, making out with him. I'm like, you are confused. But yes.
Yeah.
I also
she is confused.
Yes. I was just like, okay, you know what, girl, take it. Take what you can get at this point.
Take it while you can. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And one thing I did notice between this kiss and the one from season 1, which got Simon and Daphne into so much trouble. In season 1, Simon is like all on Daphne. He's like got her leg up around his waist. He is.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
He was taking liberties.
Rake, he was totally.
Yes. But did you notice Anthony, for all of his experience, He kept his hands on her waist or above.
Yep.
He held her like she was precious.
Exactly.
Like,
yep.
He was being very careful with her. And I think
Yep.
that was a beautiful thing. It was very subtle,
Yep.
Body language.
Yep. Which I loved. I loved it. I'm not going to deny it. No. It was probably my favorite scene.
Ooh, you got more to go. Oh,
Tia.
I told you it's hard, Hey, Nick.
Shut off the TV.
I tried, but it, whew, it was,
Well, and I will say, I thought I'd stopped at episode 6, but I actually have watched like the first 10 minutes or so of episode 7.
Oh, okay.
That's where I stopped. So I'll have to watch the next 2. But yes. No, I did not see that left hand booty squeeze. I missed the booty squeeze. I'll have to go back and watch again. I didn't see the booty squeeze. But I mean, overall, it was a passionate kiss, but it was a much more respectful is the word we're going to use, kiss.
Yes, it was.
The kiss was, the booty squeeze, huh?
I did not see that.
I didn't either. Yeah, what'd you
Girl,
think?
all I'm going to say is this. Last season, they got us with frequency. This season, they're going to get you, but they're going to leave you wanting more. More! And when you go to sleep at night, you will be thinking about this season. I know y'all can't wait for these next 2 episodes. Oh, I can't wait
very excited
to talk about them.
I can't even predict at this point what the hell's going to happen because I have managed to avoid spoilers. Like, I've not read anything about it. I've not watched anything about it. The only thing I know is that they have renewed for seasons 3 and 4. The show's been renewed.
Yeah, I did hear about that
already. I'm just like, oh, and I did hear that they are going to start filming in May.
Oh, okay.
This May?
But
did you hear that, Cindy?
This May.
We was just talking about how we have so long to wait for the next season to come out. So, for those who just joined, thank you all for coming. Let me go over real quick. We are talking about Bridgerton. We started watching episodes 1 and 2, and we reviewed them on Marissa's the Crafty Heifer's channel. If you guys click down below in my description, okay, well, here we go, right here. Click down below in the description box. Her link to her channel is in there. And then we watched episodes 3 and 4, and we reviewed those on Wolfpack Diamond Paintings channel. Her link is down below also. Right down there. Obviously tonight we're going over episodes 5 and 6. Yay! Okay, and it is getting juicy. Woo! Which means there's only 2 episodes left. Episodes 7 and 8. And we will be reviewing those also. So you guys make sure. I think we're back to Marissa's channel. So you guys make sure that you guys tune in and look for the post. I think she posts on Instagram as well as. Do you do anything on YouTube as well? Update? She posts on Instagram as well as YouTube.
Yeah.
You haven't? Okay.
Yeah, I can.
So that you guys can tune in and watch us review not only the last 2 episodes, but we are going to dive deep into season 1, season 2, and what we hope to see out of season 3. Can't wait. So Nick says, oh my gosh, I've not had the chance to see it yet, but woohoo! I have heard it's really good. Also, subscribe to all of the fabulous ladies in the house. Hi, Red Fox! How are you? They changed their name, but I know who you are. You just finished watching season 2, and it was so good. It is so good. We're supposed to be stitching. You guys know I am hosting a Carolyn Manny Stitch Along, and I was going to stitch and watch. It didn't happen. I'm sorry.
So
My eyes would
I
be
even
like
looked.
glued.
I looked for patterns that had bees in them, anything like
Mhm.
Bridgerton related.
Mhm.
Somebody found this like really cool, like kind of Bridgerton had like all the hanging flowers, kind of like the front of the Bridgerton house, and
Oh,
it's
that
on a
would be cute. Yeah.
printed cross stitch fabric, and then they did the Lady Whistle Down silhouette on there. And I was like,
Oh,
oh, that would be
yeah.
really fun to do. And then I'm like, Marissa, you ain't gonna stitch while you're watching this show. I don't know what
There's
you're
absolutely
thinking.
no way.
Because no, you start out, you get like
I've
4
tried.
stitches in,
I
and
have
then
tried. I stitched 5.
on the screen. Yeah.
Oh, my friend
Yeah.
Melanie. I check on Melly all the time. Like, how far did you get? She is, just so you guys know, she is making great progress. Cindy is also rooting her on and things. So she's got a border. She started with like 5 stitches, and she stitches
Mhm.
when she's not watching. But it is so hard. So, and that's what I
I
like
can sit here
about it.
and talk to y'all and stitch. I can
Exactly.
sit and talk and stitch, but I cannot watch the show and stitch. I can't do
I
it.
just don't want to miss anything,
Not,
any
not
facial
happening.
expressions, something, because it is taking a turn from the books and things like that. I want to, see the writing as it is portrayed on camera, and
Mhm.
then try to make a comparison. Right now, we opposite ends of the world when it comes to the books and but it will be interesting to see if anything ties back together. Screen adaptations are always at least different. Sometimes some people perceive them to be better. Sometimes the book, it's hard because the books usually come first,
Mhm.
so you have that built in fan base. But I am listening to a lot of my friends who didn't read the books, and I'm listening to their spin and their take on things. I think we all feel like this wedding portion and this actual proposal to Edwina is a hot mess, but so many people are just enjoying it. Yes, woo! Can't wait till she get dumped.
Yeah.
And I remember asking you guys how you felt about her. Thought it was funny, huh?
Sorry.
Uh, um, a lot of people are feeling like that, and yeah, spoilers do not bother me. So dish away with those scenes you can't stitch. Yeah,
The
that's
first
true.
book is called The Duke and I.
uh, you
Okay.
got it.
Should we talk about? Oh, I do have an announcement to make, or kind of an announcement. So you guys remember me talking last year? I was super excited about it. I watched it happen on TikTok. The official Bridgerton musical. And I
Yes.
told you guys they were nominated for a Grammy.
You
And
said
they
they were
Look
won.
at
nominated.
it.
Are you serious?
They won.
They won?
They
They
won a Grammy.
won.
Yes, for
Oh,
the unofficial
really?
Bridgerton musical.
They
Mhm.
won?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so
Yes.
happy. I really
So
am. I feel like
I was
we
super excited.
all of us fans, we spearheaded that
Mhm.
on, and we showed people what true creativity can do, what it can bring about. And now you know what they can do with a Grammy behind them? Oh man, they're writing their own
Yes.
ticket at this point. That is amazing.
Yeah.
I love
So
that.
the unofficial Bridgerton musical, you should be able to find it online. You should be able to, I think you can stream it for free still. They wrote it, these two girls got together, they wrote it on TikTok after watching season 1, and it has just gone completely viral. It is blown up. They made it into an actual album, did professional recording on it and all that kind of stuff, and they just won a Grammy for it. So yeah, it's a soundtrack, Crashly, not like an actual musical, but it's a soundtrack that they wrote about the first season. Go listen to it because you'll love it. You will absolutely love it.
I do
So,
think that she'll love it. I think she's gonna be singing it, and
mhm.
yeah, that is right
So
up
this is
your
what you
alley,
call
sis.
morning.
I can definitely see her.
Yes,
So,
definitely go do it. Just type it in, Crashly, and you should be able to find it. I think it's Barlow and Bear, or Bear and Barlow, .com, something like that, I think is where you can get it. I don't know if it's on any of the major platforms or not, but their website. No, not this late at night. Not without alcohol. I think probably one of my favorite ones. Probably I Burn for You. The Lady Bridgerton song, which I can't remember what it's called. And then probably Penelope's song is probably one of my favorites. So
I can't wait. I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna see. So obviously, you guys know my daughter. She does a lot of opera. And a couple years ago, coming into the pandemic, she had hoped to be able to go to Russia, so that she could do Russian opera. Obviously, that for UNLV is off the table. We have to make sure that, for one, that they're safe. And for two, they're not putting themselves in positions to where they can, be of harm. She is now on to Italian opera, but we were listening to some of the songs that are in Bridgerton from the first season, and she just really loves that. So her choices have started to move more into classical, and I'm loving that. I tried to get Crashly and J Rob to do the opera with me. I'm like, well, come on, guys. If I got to, be good ons, be good ons. But so she's definitely moving into classical. She did an Italian operetta last night. It was amazing. And yeah, they did an homage to some of like they came down through time. So they did like Georgian, Regency, Victorian era, and it was really beautiful how they had the orchestra chamber back there choral, and I thought that was beautiful. So yeah, I hope that maybe she can create something that maybe is authentic, put me in the mood for maybe when I'm watching season 3, and maybe me and Melly and Cindy will have something to listen to made by my daughter while we watch the series.
there you go. All right, should we talk about the fashion real quick? Because I've got a couple of dresses. Okay, so Penelope's pink dress, episode 5. She's got on a pink dress. The base has got like little polka dots on it. And then it's got like a gingham pelisse over it. I really liked that one. So Penelope finally made my list. Kate's engagement dinner dress, that really pretty teal.
Wasn't it?
With the little, yes, that little sparkles on it. I love that one.
With the on the shoulders. Oh gosh.
Yes. The pre-wedding scene where the 3 Sharmas are in the lovely, those gorgeous oranges, and they are doing the Indian wedding rituals, the pre-wedding rituals for the Indian culture. I loved that scene. I love that they included it. I love that they are in the traditional colors that they wear. Like, I thought everything about that scene was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. Lady Mary. Yeah. They have her looking phenomenal. She stood out. She stood out for me. Yes. Not that the younger girls wouldn't, but obviously when you're the mom, they put you in more of a regal. I felt like she stood out. Like her vibe, her glow, and their choice in, clothing for her. I felt like, it set the stage. You could see mom maybe going forward and then the 2 daughters coming out behind her. For me, I really loved how they styled Lady Mary. Go ahead, girl. We get old, but we ain't out of the game. She ready to go get her something, but
and then I put the dresses, I should say, that both Eloise and Lady Bridgerton wear to the wedding. That green dress on Eloise is gorgeous.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, can someone make that for me? Because I would wear it tomorrow.
Yes. And then she but she did look gorgeous.
She did. And they finally did something with that girl's hair. I'm like, praise Jesus, hallelujah. It's not just hanging
Thank
there
you,
like
because people talking. Because people talking. But she looked good all the way around.
On Saturday. Oh my gosh, that poor female with the hair.
Yes.
She did. She looked good.
I'm like, thank you for putting that out of her face. I can even handle the curls around the face. Like, but she is so much prettier with her
Yep.
She
hair
had
up
her
away from her
hair up.
face.
Yeah, she had her hair up
Yep.
and pulled away, like we just
Yep.
talked about
Yes,
during our last review.
yes,
And it did make a difference, you know.
Yep.
yes.
So I
Hmm.
like that, they observed that. You can see the neckline and it's alluring. Not that I'm a guy and I'm
Hmm.
not, I know we talking
Yeah.
about the ladies' dresses, but and I know I mentioned last show, going back to season one, what the Duke had on at his wedding with the velour and the collar. But did you guys see Anthony? Woohoo! He showed up at that dinner, girl. Oh, and he had his
Hmm.
collar buttoned up and his. Oh my gosh, he looked good.
Hmm.
That was
You
point
did.
number three. Point number three for
Yes.
me, for him.
And then my last one, of course, is Edwina's wedding dress. I think it's gorgeous. It is perfect
Yep.
for her character. I think it is
Yep.
something her character would actually have chosen. I love
Yes.
how simple the veil is
Yes.
against the lace of the dress. I love the lace has those Indian subtleties, that the embroidery and the lace and things like that was, the shape of it, all that kind of stuff really was a callback to the Indian heritage. Yeah.
I agree.
I
Yes.
liked her
What it
tiara.
is with
I
the
liked
family and
the
the bangs,
jewels
Ashley,
underneath
I
her
know.
hair.
I had my rant about these
Mhm.
things already. I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I did. I loved everything about Edwina's. I mean, her hair, the jewels
Mhm.
underneath her bun. I will just call it a bun because that's what it is. The veil, the
Yes.
tiara, her dress. I don't think I could imagine
Mhm.
her. I mean, I'm not a hairdresser. I don't know anything, but they picked it out perfectly. They knocked it out of the park on
Yes.
that one. There wasn't a thing that I
Yes.
didn't like about her dress.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing I will say, the one thing that made me kind of crazy about the dress, and I know it was done for the audience because they think we're idiots, but in
Okay.
this time frame, 1814, her dress more than likely would not have been white.
Oh no, it
The
wouldn't
white
have.
dress, no,
You're
the
right.
white dress as a wedding dress did not become popular until Queen Victoria got married in a white dress, and that's when the white dress as a wedding dress became popular. Was
Mm.
after Queen Victoria, and that was in like 1853, I think,
Is it
54, something
53?
like that.
Mhm.
So they are 40 years ahead.
Two. Okay,
So
two ahead.
a girl would have had a dress made, but more than likely it would have been in her most flattering color or in her family colors or in her favorite color, and it would have been a colored dress. So if you go back and you watch like the 1995 Pride and Prejudice, I think it even happens in the 2005 Keira Knightley version of Pride and Prejudice. If you watch them, when they get married, they're in light colored dresses, but they're not white. So
You know what? I have watched
that
Pride
makes
and
a difference.
Prejudice. That didn't even hit. That I didn't even recognize know that.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yes. So
I
that's
hadn't
the only
paid
thing
no
I was like,
attention.
but they did the same thing with Daphne last year. They got her married in a white dress.
They
And
did.
to be fair, that was part of Daphne's color palette.
Yeah.
But all
It
season
was.
long, we have seen Edwina in other colors. We've seen her in color. So I think they
Mhm.
could have gone with a very like some of her other dresses. But I think that if they had done that, it would have not been distinguished enough from the rest of her wardrobe to make it look like a wedding dress. And I know
Mhm.
that's why they made that decision, but it's a little for me. I know.
Yeah.
Cindy
I
is
know.
on one tonight. Cindy,
Listen, all the Bridgertons are attractive. Like, we'll
I do
totally give
think
them that.
that,
All the Bridgertons are attractive.
except
And you know what I
Gregory.
thought
I'm
was really
sorry, buddy. You got a little
well,
growing to do. He just looks two to me.
yes. But I will say this about Gregory. There's one scene where Eloise is sitting on the couch and Gregory is standing behind her. I think it's when they're getting ready to leave for the wedding. And I just happened to pause it there. And Gregory and those two actors actually look like they're related in that scene. Like they have like the
Hmm.
same face shape. So
Okay.
whoever did the casting on that, I was like, all right, I see you. Because they all do kind of look like they could be siblings.
They do,
But in that
absolutely.
one
Yep.
particular scene, in that one particular scene, Eloise and the actress that plays Eloise, the actor that plays Gregory, actually really look very similar.
Look alike.
So I was like,
Huh.
I see you casting. I see you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cindy's in love
Edwina
with her.
is supposed to be. I think she's only supposed to be 16.
Who's only supposed to be 16?
Yeah, I think Edwina is
Edwina is
supposed to be 16.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
Edwina is supposed to be 16. Kate is 21.
I think so.
Yeah.
If I remember right, she's 21,
Yeah.
not 26. So yeah,
They got her 26, but yeah, I do believe she's younger.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
I think
so
they did that
totally
because they had to bump
off-topic.
Edwina's age up, so nobody was like, ugh.
Right, they probably did, yes, because back then, yes.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I never heard what happened. I don't know why, but is there a reason why Simon is not in any of on this season? Did he just say
Didn't they say he had he had another engagement or
only-
something? Yeah.
He only signed on for one season. So Reggae John Page knew going in that he was only going to be on this for one season. He has not discounted a future appearance, but he only originally signed up for one season. And he has some other projects that he's planning to work on. Like, he didn't want this to like be his only thing that he was working on as well.
Well, and I get that too, because he's technically a second. I mean, the next. Oh crap! I can't remember if they're even in the third or fourth. I know they're in the fourth one, but I can't remember. Of course, I'll watch. Yeah, I'll watch the book. I mean, I'll read the book again of Benedict and oh crap, what's her name?
Sophie.
Anyway, I'll read that. Of
Sophie.
course, I'll reread that book too. But I don't remember, vividly that Simon and Daphne were in that book. So, but I do remember.
You really,
Simon. Yeah.
I don't think you really see Simon, or you see Daphne more than you see Simon, but I think you only see Simon I think he's in a Colin and Penelope's epilogue.
Yeah. Well, and that where they're all gathering together so that Colin can shout out to the Ton who is Mrs.
Crossley ain't got them all.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, so you see him like 2 or 3 times in Colin and Penelope's
You don't see him very often, but you do. But the third book, I can't remember.
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know necessarily that he would need to come back. I mean, it'd be nice to see him.
If he didn't want to, they would, switch it up because, God forbid that they go along with the book scenes, but whatever.
Right.
Crafty, yeah, right. I don't know how they're, the storyline is right now so out of whack that anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Yes, if you have not read the books, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. At this point, we can only assume that they're going to loosely follow the book. So we would assume next season should be Benedict and Sophie, but Benedict has already met Sophie. Isn't the girl that he meets at the art college, didn't she say her name was Sophie?
Oh.
I didn't pay her no attention. You talking about the girl that
the model that was
the
posing
model,
and he posed
the
for
model,
her.
yeah.
When old dude comes in and opens his mouth.
Oh, now you got it. So now I gotta watch that scene again.
Hooker chick Sophie.
No, she's not a hooker.
That's Crafty. Me naked statue.
So I don't know. Is that her, or has he not met her yet? You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting.
I can't remember.
See. I have not actually read that book yet.
You haven't?
It was like, no,
Marissa, it's good.
Sophie.
So listen, it's like my least interesting one for me.
Oh no, you got to read
it.
Like
Like just from the blurb of it, I'm just kind of like, nah. He kind of sounds like an a-hole.
No,
that's Anthony in this storyline. They may, turn Benedict into a hero.
I
I
like Benedict. I like his goofy smile.
I do
Like he's just
too.
over here, like not taking life too seriously. You
I
know,
like
he's
his
loosened
height.
up from book one. I don't know if it's all the pot he's smoking or what, but you know, in the first last episode, we talked about him getting all way too high.
Well,
So I actually like him personally.
I do. I like him a lot. I
I don't
liked him
know.
and the dress chick together. Oh, Delacroix.
Madame Delacroix.
Yeah. What's her first name?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's Anthony Benedict Collin, Daphne Eloise, Francesca, George,
And
and
Hyacinth.
Hyacinth. Yeah, that's true.
And when Fox
Ew,
kept on to me too, and
you
they said,
girls are a hot mess.
yeah.
What else do we
We
do,
just all
Nick?
have our
You
opinion.
know, yeah. We sit, we craft, we work very hard. When you get home, it's nice to just kick back and just relax. And what better way to relax than to get, is it titillated?
No,
You like
right up
that?
It's your channel, so you say whatever you want.
Scintillated by watching amazing couples. Now I will say that I am a fan of the progression of love, and I felt that more in season one than right, this season is just a you know opposites attract,
Instant attraction.
instant attraction, but there's that bantering and that conflict of wills, and who's going to best the other. That's okay, that's it's reeling me in little by little, but I really do like to see the progression of love. I like to see like how they started off, they were friends, they didn't even like each other, and you could feel as they continue to hang out and talk about other people, what better way to bond than when we sit around and we say, look at her over there. She look a hot mess. And what kind of shoes she got on? Watch what the heck she do next. She's going to drop her handkerchief. He's going to bend over like an horse and pick it up. That was so funny, but you still got to
Yes.
see
That's one of my
the
favorite
progression.
scenes from season
Mhm.
one. Mm-hmm.
And so for me, I just really enjoyed seeing the progression a little bit more than, the fighting that turns into, passion and things like that. Because I feel like, once we put a little flame on it and stuff, it fizzles out. And so what do we have next? That's, where my mind goes. But when you have that friendship and that progression, you can see where it's going to go, because it's going to get better. You're going to always have somebody to talk to. Somebody always talk about someone else too, so I think that's where my mind is. So I hope that the next season maybe I get a mix of both. We had one and we had the other, and now maybe a mix of both, a progression with a little bantering and some slamming of some doors. Somebody got to go on the table though. We talked about this, in your show. Ain't nobody going up on no desk. What's going on? It's no knee knocking.
Well, it is okay. So here's the thing: if they follow the progression of last season, episode 6 is where all the knee knocking started,
I
and
know.
now we have a kiss in episode 6. So maybe the
They
next 2 episodes will be all the knee knocking that you could possibly want. I don't know. We will see.
Just make sure you guys stay tuned, because
Yes.
the knee knocking is coming. And oh, let's see. Relax and watch a hot dude on TV. Yes, that's where we all are.
Exactly. Yes.
Nick says, I'm going to have to tune in more often to hear all about the titillating, hot, juicy shows. Oh, Cindy says, I love Daphne laughing her snort at the. Oh, Salmon about cracked up. He did. And that was such a human moment. The next thing you know, she's grabbing her belly and up comes a fart.
And that's where the storm came in. That's where both of these characters.
That's where the storm comes in.
And there's none of that.
Yes,
So
exactly.
it's where I'm
Poor
struggling with
Steph.
this because there is no friendship right now, and they did become friends, and there's none of that yet.
They did.
And all of a
Exactly.
sudden they're in love. Really? No. So I don't know.
I do think that, what else were they building if when they're out on the same trail horseback riding, if they're hunting and she's besting him, she can hunt better. Sorry, buddy. What are they building if it's not friendship? So why is there still so much, I mean, it's a hard stop. We get too close, it's a hard stop. At least elaborate on a friendship. They're not doing that. So,
Yeah.
again,
I know.
Yeah,
7
they
and 8,
basically have
guys.
turned it into a forbidden love trope at this
Yep.
point.
Yes.
And I'm not sure how I'm feeling about it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Like I said, I'm struggling with it.
Yeah.
But y'all,
We'll be
I'm
back
so
with the
sorry.
last two episodes.
I have to say goodnight. It is past my bedtime. But you two
No
lovely
problem.
ladies can keep on chatting, but I've got to get to bed. 6 o'clock gets way too quick. But first,
Yes,
I know you
absolutely.
have not seen him all night.
You gonna let me see my man?
Yeah, I am. If I can get him.
Eli!
Oh, hi, Tobin.
That's not Eli.
No, Eli's right there. Eli. Hi, Lizzy.
Blending into the curtains.
I do see him blending into the background.
Yeah, he is. He's right on top of the couch.
Hi, honey bunny. Hi, baby. What's up? See, your mama brought home somebody new. Now, you just got me, your boo. But, I know when you get rid of the foster, I always help you get rid of them. And then you still give me some back. You don't even love me anymore. What's up with that? Hi, Eli.
What, Tobin? Come here.
Come say hi.
Hi, Anton. Come here. Yeah, they want
You
to say
see
hi.
what she's doing, Eli? She's calling over the phone.
Want to say hi? So that's the new foster.
Hi. What's his name?
Tobin.
Hi. Really? Tobin? That's
Tobin.
really different. Hi, Tobin. Well, hello. Hello.
Oh.
It's okay. You'll be gone soon. You'll wish you became a friend of mine. I try to help y'all.
Now
Y'all don't listen. Look at Tobin. He looking now. He like, oh, okay. Well, that's how this works. Hi, Tobin.
Yeah. But yes, I do have a foster. But yeah, no, him and Eli get along just fine. Yeah, they're
For
good.
now.
They're good. But anyway, good night, ladies. Thank you so much for letting me join. I will see you
Good
all on
night.
Wednesday. No. Yeah,
We'll see you on your show tomorrow, and then Marissa's going to create the next one. Make sure you guys all stay tuned. Check out the Crafty Heifer. Make sure you subscribe to both our ladies so that you can come back and check us out as we do our last reviews.
Yep.
Bye.
Good night, all.
Good night.
Bye,
Night.
guys. Good night.